Today on Can Haz Armory, various legalities on different grips, epee, and foil and saber. They're there for a reason. Okay, so the purpose of the rules on grips is so that no fencer has an advantage conferred upon him or her solely by the grip. Okay, the grips are all even within a certain range, and it comes down to your skill, right? So the rules are to make sure you don't get an unfair advantage based on how on the grip and how it's used. So let's look at the French first. Now the French grip is essentially the straight one, slightly curved fit your hand, that a lot of us started out with when we were younger, and I had hair, and before I transitioned to a pistol grip and foil. Its defining characteristic is mostly straight, a little curve, with a big bulbous palm at the back end holding everything together. Now, you could grab it by the pommel. It's called palming or posting. Will it help you in foil? No. It does not give any advantage right away if you pommel. I know a couple people who could use it at a local or low regional level for hits and getaways out of distance, but they're very good at it. They've been using it for years and years. A newbie with the posting with the French grip and foil is going to get slaughtered because it doesn't give you any advantage. It's actually a weaker grip, because that's what you have to do in epee. In epee, if you post and pommel, you are trading that extra 3-4 inches of reach for less power because you have less of a grip on the weapon, right? So here's the rules come in. A French grip, meaning has an external bulbous pommel, cannot have any extensions coming off it that allow you to hook a finger around it and have the pommel in the palm of your hand. If you have the pommel in the palm of your hand and you have a finger hooked around something, you're no longer trading that extra reach for less power. You have reach and power, which makes it intrinsically unfair against someone who's got a pistol grip, who doesn't have the reach advantage but still has the power. So what I'm going to show you some pictures of various grips. Only one of them is illegal. Believe it or not, there are some people who say that's illegal. I haven't seen it in years. That's not how it works. There's only one grip in this series of pictures that is illegal, and I'll explain why. Start with saber. So these are saber grips, standard ones, and these are entirely perfectly legal. There's no bizarre prongs coming off them. They're standard length. These are perfectly fine. And we have this one, the Pratt grip. The rules about the projections really don't apply to saber much, but there was some question when this came out, is this giving it an unfair advantage because you hook your index finger around that hook in the front? I believe it is still legal. You don't see it much anymore. I tried one, which I could not fence with anything. So as far as I know, these are still legal. And now we have a bit of old school, the Italian grip. This one is legal. The rules of the prongs can't extend beyond the guard, the crossbars rather, but it is still entirely legal. I've not seen one in competition in years. In fact, the last time someone in competition was Italian. It's the French. I think the French one won. It is not held the same way, by the way, as the grips. You don't hook your fingers through those loops. You kind of rest your index and middle finger on that center section. It's called the ricasso. And in fact, here's a video of Tony Curtis and Ross Martin using them in the film The Great Race. I'm going to drop the audio into this one. So Curtis has the grip. He's going to hold it properly with his hand position. That's kind of how you hold it in time. Another clip in use. Watch the hands. And now let's move on to the French grip, the other old school grip. Again, looks almost straight, slightly curved to fit the hand with big bulbous pommel at the back end. That's the deciding factor coming up later on. That finger loop is, again, very old school. I do not know if the rulebook says it's still legal. I looked. I don't see anything about finger loop. I have not seen them in years. It is not an aid to hold the weapon to your wrist. That's called a wrist strap. Again, I haven't seen one of those in years either. But this is currently a legal grip. I don't know if the if refs would allow the finger loop, however. This French grip is legal. It's big and bulky, but as you can see, even if you grab the pommel, there's nothing to hook your finger around to give you more strength. So that one's perfectly fine. Now the rule on wrapping things around a grip, in épée especially, does not apply to the French. There will be another video in the future, if I haven't referenced already, about Boris Lukashenko, who had a trigger in his pistol grip that he could fire his light at will. That does not apply to the French. So this wrap is entirely legal. You can't do it in a pistol. You can do it on the French. And now I'll move to the pistol grips. This is the Visconti. They come in several different sizes. These are designed to fix your hand in one position. That's how they're designed to be held. And these again are legal. You can't fence if you grab the back end. It's just no grip at all on that one. And here's a Belgian. Same idea as the Visconti. You fix the hand on one position. You can't grab the back end on it to fence with it. So again, completely perfectly legal. And now we come to the one grip in this entire set that's actually illegal. This is the infamous Gardere. It is only legal in Britain because Leon Paul managed to make it legal for domestic use only, not for international events. As you can see, it has a French pommel at the back end, and you can hook your finger on a couple projections there and not trade the extra reach for not losing power. So this is the grip that is illegal and very much shows why it's illegal. So that's the grip legalities. As always, happy armoring.